An ex-WWE superstar has made allegations of backstage bullying. Tony Khan has teased something massive for AEW, and more WrestleMania match plans have been revealed. So not a very pleasant story to kick things off today. Jazzy Gabbert, who performed primarily on NXT UK, but you may also remember her from the Mae Young Classic back in 2017, I believe it was. She did a few dark bits, a few dark matches for NXT. Also, has appeared on Rene Dupree's Café de Rene podcast a few days ago and made some pretty troubling accusations about her time in NXT UK. She said, "I got really badly bullied and people would try and hurt me because they would on purpose go for my neck. One girl, she hit me so hard on my injured back that my neck snapped backwards and my legs felt numb." But it doesn't just stop there. She continued talking about how she was a target of ridicule during a promo class. This is the one that she singled out. She said, one day we had an exercise where we had to write a promo for another person. I won't mention her name, but what she did was like, what the hell? So I write a really nice promo for her and I was really excited. I gave it to her. Then I get my sheet from her and I'm seeing English words I've never seen in my life. Like, English is my second language. So this promo was full of words I've never heard in my life. And I'm like, I can't do this promo, I can't, and I start crying because I'm stupid, she says in the interview, and I'm standing in front of all these people and I'm so embarrassed because I can't do it, and then I see the promo writer smile on their face, and like in wrestling you should support each other, especially girls, so why would you do that? So pretty horrible stuff. Obviously, you know, there's both mental and physical incidents there. The stuff in the ring during training, trying to actually injure somebody or at least hurt them for real. Not very nice, but also the sort of the mental side of things, that's pretty horrible as well.
Well, this is it, and as she said, you know, wrestling is it's definitely an industry built on, you know, the duality of a match. You need to be able to trust each other in every respect in wrestling, because, you know, if I come diving out to you, I need to know, one, I'm not going to hurt you. Two, you're going to be all right catching me, and we're not going to kind of crumple into a heap. So when you're at a training level, and, you know, somebody's targeting your neck, you're getting to the point where your legs are going numb. Like, no, it's quite an accusation, but at the same time, it's not something that, you know, would surprise me too much about the world of wrestling in general. It's just
no, unfortunately, you'd like to think that we're moving past this sort of stuff, and that environment doesn't exist as much anymore. But perhaps most troubling about this is that WWE didn't really seem that keen to help her. She continues saying, "I had to go to London a lot of times and I didn't like it. Actually, I hated it. It was the worst thing I've ever done in my life. I've lived in London. I feel you." When we had another contract talk, I asked, "Can I go to America? Can I please go to the Performance Center in America?" And they said no. I said, "What about if we raise the money?" And they said no. So I said, "Okay, if there's no improvement and I really hate it, why would I continue doing this?" I mean, maybe they just didn't want her in America. Maybe they were unaware of the situation. But
it still doesn't really do a lot for the, you know, the idea that maybe people from WWE's world territories aren't maybe seen on the same level as people from the US. Because, well, you know, for somebody to be able to come in and just open the dialogue and just be shut down time and time again, you know, it just feels a bit like, no, that's not for you. No, that's not for you. No, that's not for you. Just stay here.
Yeah,
it's just a little bit like,
especially if she was going through it. I think they'd be keen to help her.
Absolutely.
It's especially surprising because they all seem like such well-rounded, wholesome individuals in NXT UK. Never hear a bad word. Moving on to AEW now. Tony Khan has teased something massive. He appeared on yesterday's episode of Busted Open Radio and indicated that this reveal could potentially come sooner rather than later. We'll read the quote. You can make your own minds up. To me, this doesn't sound like it's another new signing or something like that, but we'll talk about it in a second. There will be a lot of news in the week ahead. I don't know if I'll get it done by tonight, but stay tuned in the week ahead, hopefully. I'm working on something pretty big. It would be massive. I don't know if it's what anybody would expect or think it is, but it would be a big deal in pro wrestling. I'm looking forward to hopefully making it happen. Stay tuned. I will hopefully get it done, and we'll have more to announce soon. So the fact that he's saying he's in lots of meetings, I don't know if it's what anyone would expect or think it is. To me, again, that doesn't sound like he's signed a big new name or anything like that. It could be something like a TV deal or something. I'm not sure. A new show, I don't know.
The TV deal is something people are very keen and very excited to see how that's going to develop, because obviously that sets the roadmap for AEW for years to come. But we all know what happened the last time Tony teased something this much, so it's quite obvious what this is going to be, and it's going to be the fact that Christian has signed a 20-year deal.
All right.
What else is it going to be?
Hey, he doesn't tend to let people down. A few people have been underwhelmed by some of his teases before, but hey, we got Keith Lee recently. That lived up to expectations, at least.
Well, this is it. The fact that Tony's been in meetings, all week and has been trying to pin this down, and apparently Meltzer has verified that he's been busy all week with meetings about this supposed giant announcement. I'm sort of leaning to the fact it might be the TV deal. And if it is, I'm very, very excited to see. And if not, if it's a huge debut, then it's going to be somebody ridiculous by the sounds of it.
I think it's going to be something on the media side of things. Maybe a proper on-demand service away from fights, something like that.
Of a documentary division starting with a documentary just slandering Cody.
Yeah, I'm well
like
up
the self-destruction of the Ultimate Warrior, but
Right. Yeah. Let's move on because we don't have a pissing clue what it is. So we will let you know when we know. Next up today, of course, is the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view taking place in Saudi Arabia, and a new bizarre stipulation has been added to one of those matches. Ronda Rousey will now wrestle with one hand tied behind her backs. She's got loads of backs. She's got
she's
two
so
backs,
strong.
and she's going to put a hand behind it. It's mental, isn't it? One hand tied behind her back, singular. A contract signing on last night's SmackDown, and Rousey was basically totally cool with it. She and Naomi signed off on the match. And then they flipped the table onto Flair and Sonya. So to me, I think Rousey is going to still sort of pretty much clean house. I think she's going to dominate the match. I think she's going to pick up the win. But then, with one hand tied behind her back, I think she's getting attacked afterwards by Charlotte Flair further in their feud. That's what I'm reading into this.
I think, it's probably the safest route to go with it. But the idea of doing, like a one hand tied behind the back, it's...
Backs.
Backs, yes. It's such a, I don't know, it feels like such a classic old school territory gimmick, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's good enough. I quite like it. Genuinely quite like it.
Yeah.
We'll quickly run down the card. A reminder, I'm live streaming today at 4 p.m. For the kickoff show.
Right, we get
100% of the proceeds. Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? 100% of the proceeds going to Amnesty. And on top of that, you've obviously got What Happened At. I'm doing the review show with Andrew tomorrow. You've got WTF. Also, the card is as follows: Bobby versus Brock versus Seth versus Riddle versus Austin Theory, not Stone Cold, versus AJ in the men's chamber match. You got the Universal title match: Reigns versus Goldberg. Raw Women's: Becky Lynch versus Lita. You got the elimination match: the women's for a shot at the Raw Women's title: Bianca, Rhea, Doudrop, Nikki, Liv, and Alexa. You got the Usos versus the Raiders for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. You've got Rousey and Naomi versus Charlotte and Sonya. Rousey must wrestle with one arm tied behind her backs. And Falls Count Anywhere, Drew versus Madcap Moss. And Ray versus The Miz happening too. Moving on, we just mentioned Drew's name there. It is expected, according to Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, that Drew McIntyre, the program is going to lead all the way to WrestleMania, and Drew McIntyre's WrestleMania match will indeed be against Happy Corbin. It's a weird one because I'm actually a really big Corbin fan. I really like Corbin, but I've realised recently that I never actually get excited for any of his feuds. I think he's good. I think he's a good old school heel, and he's not cool, and he's awesome, and he gets pretty genuine heat. I think, when's the last time I looked forward to getting him CB?
I've never actually thought about it like that, but I do tend to look more forward to Baron Corbin on TV, where he's going to be doing ridiculous, cheesy 80s heel stuff.
Yeah,
I think it's just kind of like a foregone conclusion that he's not going to come out on top, and if he does, then amazing, but he's probably not going to come out on top. So I enjoy all of the build.
I agree. The build's maybe better than the matches, and I know a lot of people will disagree because people genuinely hate Corbin. But hey, there you go. It's not a big WrestleMania match for Drew, but what do people say? Get that bank.
Yeah,
what do people say when we do sponsorships now? Get that cheddar. Both of you. WrestleMania money. Hey, also taking place WrestleMania week, of course, the Hall of Fame. The New York Post breaking the news yesterday. I'm sure you've all seen it already, so we won't spend too long on this. The Undertaker will be headlining the 2022 WWE Hall of Fame. So awesome. I mean, what do you? One more match? No.
There will probably be about 5 or 6 more down the line. Don't worry about that. But I'm quite surprised it's happening this early. You know.
Really?
Yeah, because I know he's
place
retired.
for it, isn't it?
It's the right place for it and everything. It's probably the best time to do it. But I just felt like it was going to take a lot longer because right now in my head I'm sat there going, okay, well, they're doing Hall of Fame after SmackDown. There's going to be, group of people that it's going to be all excited. But like, who comes out? Is it the Undertaker or is it Mark? Because we've never had Mark on TV, and it's going to be weird.
Well, he's done out of character stuff quite a lot now, recently.
But like, I mean, coming out on the stage,
I don't want to see him come out and go rest in peace, thank you, and that bit. I want to hear some stories.
It's like it's just going to be this weird disconnect. That's what I mean. It's
Who do you think inducts him?
Vince.
You really think Vince could do it?
Well, Vince hates being part of the show. Apparently, it Brett mentioned Vince loads, and I think a member of the production team got fired for not checking his script or something because Vince just hates being the center of attention, apparently. Mm-hmm. So maybe he wouldn't. If he doesn't, then I could say maybe Kane, to intertwine
Kane's
careers.
a good shout.
Foley.
Maybe Michaels. Foley's a good shout as well.
Maybe they have
Foley's
a revolving
really
door for the first time.
He deserves it, right?
Yeah.
There you go. Undertaker's finally in the Hall of Fame. And we're finishing with some really very pleasant news as well. And I love the headline that you put here. Baby wrestling has arrived. So congratulations are in order to Johnny and Candice following the birth of their son, Quill Gargano.
Yeah.
Born on February the 17th. It's just been announced on social media yesterday. Candice LeRae reportedly in labour for more than 24 hours. God bless her, eh? That
does not sound
I'm glad
nice
I'm a bloke, honestly.
Yeah, this is it.
Anyway, massive congratulations. They put a picture online. Beautiful little boy. May he continue to be healthy and happy, and that goes for the whole wrestling family. And yeah, that's awesome news. That's really, really wonderful. Best wishes to them from everybody at Cultaholic. Again, live stream 4 p.m. Then stay tuned for What Happened At for our live review show taking place tomorrow at 1 p.m. and then WTF also coming for Elimination Chamber. This is it for the news today. That's your lot. Just the one video. So see you at 4 if you're popping by. If not, have a great weekend. And to those in the UK affected by the storm, hope everybody is safe. And hope everybody's safe worldwide.
Yeah.
We love you.
Tatty bye.